Hello friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Elena. In this video I'm going to be getting ready with you guys on camera. It's my first week of school this week and I wanted to kind of talk to you guys more about my experience with college and being at a four-year university and all of that stuff, just because it's my last year as an undergrad and I wanted to share some things with you guys. So I hope you guys are interested in that. So let's just get started with today's makeup. I'm not going to be talking about the makeup and I'm not going to be doing like a specific makeup look. So if you're looking for something more specific, then check out my other videos. If you are looking for something really specific, then leave me a comment for requests for the video that you want to see down below. We're just going to jump right into the makeup. I'm just getting ready for the day. I have one class today, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm just going to get started. So like I said, it's my first week of school. I am in my 5th year. This is my 5th year at my university, which is pretty common for people. I mean, I'm sure if you're in college, like, you understand. I had a really rough college experience, especially when I first started, but now it's getting a lot better. And that's kind of why I wanted to do this video, because I felt like some people need to see some motivation, because I didn't get any motivation. I'm a first generation college student and it was hard trying to find motivation because I felt like nobody understood me and I didn't have the help that I needed. And so I always felt kind of like alone and not in the right place. I always knew I wanted to go to college, but I never knew all the hard work and all of the things that went into college and being a student and stuff like that. So yeah, it was really hard to get specific help, and it was a journey, you know, trying to find the help that I needed and get the help that I needed. And it took a lot of rock bottoms that I had to hit in order for me to figure that out on my own and kind of find my place at my university. So I started college back in 2015. I graduated high school in 2015 and I started school right after high school. And I thought that was like the best thing to do because I always just knew I wanted to go to college and I knew that's what I wanted to do. So I decided, you know, I'm going to go right after high school. Plus I was going to be moving in with a friend and we were going to be together. And it was going to be the best time ever, right? You know, like, that's what I was thinking. It ended up changing really fast. It was great at first. I moved into the dorms and I went to class. I was right there. You know, I was having fun, whatever. My roommate was my best friend. And, you know, it was cool until the end of my first year. My roommate ended up joining a sorority. And so she was really busy with all of that stuff. And I was kind of alone a lot in my room, and it was kind of rough because I didn't really like living there, and a lot more drama happened at the dorms that I just felt like I couldn't live there anymore. And so I decided to move out halfway through my last quarter. We are still on quarter systems at my university. We switched to semester systems next academic year, I should say. So we're still on a quarter system, but it was the middle of my last quarter of my first year. I hope that makes sense. That's when I decided to move out and kind of just find a new place because I didn't like living at the dorms anymore and I just felt like I wasn't happy there. And so I moved out. I moved in with a friend, like, temporarily. It was really hard, but I needed to do that just because I wasn't sure where I was going to live, and you know, and of course I still had class to go to finish up that quarter. So I moved in with a friend and she was living close to campus and I was there. And as I was there, it was like really hard for me to get to class. And like, I was just struggling in a math class that I had that quarter. And so it was really hard for me to go to class and kind of be motivated to be there. And so I didn't end up going to class as often. I ended up failing that class. I got like a no credit for that class. It wasn't technically failing, it was just no credit. And that ended up biting me in the butt later on. And I didn't realize that it was going to. You know, I thought I could fail a class or not go to a class, you know, and be okay and everything was going to be fine, which I know sounds kind of naive because it's like there's always consequences for your actions, but I just didn't think that a no credit class would really hurt me that much, you know? So the summer comes by. I still am trying to find a place to live. I moved back home for a little bit, but I was trying to find a place to live, and I knew that I wanted to live at school, and I wanted to just move out anyways, and I wanted to have my own place. It was really hard for me to find a roommate, and also too, I forgot to mention, throughout this whole time, I was working a full-time job, and so that kind of made it hard too. That was another reason why I wanted to move out and stay over there, in that area. At this time, I was like, you know what? I can afford my own apartment on my own. Like, I'm just going to get my own apartment and live down there by myself. Like, if I can get a roommate, I'll get a roommate. But if not, then I'll just live alone. So that's what I did. I got an apartment over the summer. I don't even remember when it was that I moved in and all of that stuff because it was such a process. And it was kind of like a bad time in my life, so I don't want to remember that, because I felt like it was just such a mistake. I didn't really think through the responsibility that I was going to have with renting an apartment, especially by myself. It was really, really hard. And my dad was able to help me with the apartment. We decided that it would be a good idea for him to stay with me at times because he worked close to my school and where I lived, so it made sense for us to, stay together. And so he would stay with me certain times and he would help me out and stuff like that. So he was a really big help, and so that's why I was able to do that and not basically drown in debt. So yeah, that was a great help from my dad. And my parents are very, very supportive, and they were supporting me throughout my whole college career. Like, anything I needed, they supported me, except they just couldn't give me what non-first generation students get. You get what I'm saying? Like, if your parents have been to college and they know the struggles of college and all of that stuff, like, that's a different support that you get from your parents. Whereas my parents, they never went to college. They only finished high school. They are working class people, and so they work a lot, but they're still able to give me support in other ways, of course. I needed more support from like a college university standpoint, and it was really hard for me to find that. And so while I was at the apartment, I was really struggling. Not to mention, I ended up losing my financial aid because of that no credit class. So here I am with this apartment. I lost my financial aid. I'm working full-time to try to afford my apartment, and I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna have to pay for my tuition myself as well. Like, it just happens. Like, I lost my financial aid. I don't know what it is that I can do about that. Like, I'm already doing bad in school. I just have to step it up and do better in school. So that's what my thought process was. So my second year, I started off with no financial aid. I was in this apartment by myself, and I was trying to afford rent and afford my tuition. And so that was really hard. That was my hardest quarter ever. It was really, really hard to get to school because the days that I was off from work, I was going to school full time. And so I was full time at work and full time at school. And it was so much work. And so the days that I had off were the days that I went to school, and I just didn't want to go. I didn't want to go to class, and I stopped going. I didn't care. I don't even remember like how I was feeling at that point. I just remember feeling so overwhelmed, and like I didn't want to go to class, and I was just kind of doing the bare minimum that I could possibly do, which was, really bad. And so I ended up failing that whole quarter. Every single class that I took, I failed. And it was so rough. I just felt like, this is not for me. I'm not going to go to college anymore, this and that. Like, I was kind of feeling really sorry for myself. And I was just so depressed, and I was so lonely in the apartment. And it was so hard to motivate myself to try to get ready and to try to like go throughout my day. Going to work was easy because it's like I had to, I needed money and stuff like that. But yeah, it was really hard. And I'm sorry if I'm being really negative and it's kind of hard for me to talk about because it was such a hard time in my life. I've never felt such depression and such, loneliness ever in my life. So my mom was always encouraging me to see a therapist. I don't know how my mom knew about the therapists that were offered at school, but she always encouraged me to like go over there and kind of talk to them, and like try to find some help, And so I always kind of ignored her. And finally, after this whole ordeal of me failing my classes and me feeling like I don't know what to do next, I decided I'm just going to go and make an appointment with a therapist, talk to them, see what they can do, it doesn't hurt, whatever. So I go to see my therapist, and of course the first thing she asked me is like why I'm there, and I just started bursting into tears. It was just like the first time I was able to really vent to someone and to share my concerns, you know, and finally let it all out, because I felt like I was just bottling it all up inside, and it was just really, really hard for me to find someone to kind of listen to me, I guess you can say, and like to understand what I'm going through. And so it was a really great experience. Like, that was the first time I've ever seen a therapist, and it was so nice. I really enjoyed it. And in the end, she was able to refer me to a program just for first generation college students, and she gave me like a referral because you have to apply and stuff like that. And so I was able to get in. And as I was going to this program, it's called SAIL, Student Assisted in Learning, I think that's what it is. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I went to this program, and, you know, I'm doing my application, and they're asking me about my financial aid, you know, typical questions. And I told them, you know, I lost my financial aid, I failed all my classes, like, that's why I'm here, you know, this and that, whatever. And I also forgot to mention, when I did lose my financial aid, I did try to appeal it, and I wrote a letter talking about, you know, what had happened and all of that stuff. And I was denied. I remember getting a denial letter, and that's another reason why I kind of just gave up at that point. And so I was letting the director know from this program about like my financial aid and stuff like that. And I was telling her like, no, I got denied. Like, I'm not getting financial aid anymore, this and that. And as she's looking through my file, they have access to my student account and all of that stuff. And she said, are you sure you don't get financial aid? Because it says here that you were approved for financial aid and your appeal was approved. And I was like, no, I got an email saying I was denied. Like, there's no way. Like, I'm over here thinking I'm not getting financial aid because I didn't and because I was denied. And so she ended up calling financial aid. Financial aid ended up saying, yeah, we approved her appeal, but we never released the funds because she didn't finish her application. And I was like, I got an email saying I was denied. Like, how is this possible? Like, I was so shocked. And I was like, how could a university send me the wrong email? You know what I'm saying? And like, I was just so shocked. And I was like, I didn't think this happened. You know what I'm saying? But apparently it does. And so that's what happened. And so we were in the process of figuring out what to do and all of that stuff. And so, yeah, I'm not going to get into like all the details because it's a lot. It's so much, like so much went down. But the point I'm trying to make is that if I never went to go see this therapist, if I never went to go ask for help and try to get help, I would have never been referred to this program. I would have never found out that my financial aid was actually approved. My appeal was approved, you know. I would have never found out. And it's like, I don't even want to know what would happen if I just went on with my depression and I let myself be depressed and I let myself, you know, take that hit, if that makes sense. And so that's the whole reason why I wanted to make a video like this, because I want to share with you guys that it's important to ask for help and to, you know, put your guard down and not think that you can do everything on your own and figure everything out on your own, because it's just like sometimes we just can't. And things like this happen, you know, there's always ups and downs in life. And so things like this happen to everybody. And I know that it's hard to understand that, because it was really hard for me to understand that too, because it's like I try to work so hard and do everything right, and so when something goes wrong, it's the end of the world. It can feel like that. And especially if like you've never gone through something so traumatic or, you know, really rough in your lives. And that's kind of like how it was for me. Like, I didn't really experience anything that really hurt me like that in so long. So yeah, it was really hard for me, but I was so glad that I was able to find the help that I needed. And I now have such a great team with this program. Like, they're always helping me out, and they're able to answer any questions and any struggles that I'm going through. They are able to help me. And so the whole time I was trying to get my financial aid back, I got it back. I am back in good academic standing because, you know, I failed a bunch of classes. In this whole journey of me kind of like getting back my GPA, I guess you could say, because at one point I had a 1.7 GPA. It was really, really bad. And now I'm back to good standing and I'm on track to graduate. And it feels so great because I really thought I wasn't able to do this and it was rough. So yeah, I don't know why I started to talk more about this, but this is part of my journey, and so I wanted to share that with you guys. And it's my last year of undergrad, so I'm finally excited to be done and finish this year and get my degree, and things have changed so much. So I ended up quitting my job that I've worked full-time. I really love that job. I used to work at Gia Monet. If you have not heard of Gia Monet, it's a boutique, online boutique, and she's here on YouTube. If you guys don't follow her, go follow her. But I used to work there, and it was a really fun job. I really liked it, and it was a creative job. It was something different, than a regular retail job. So I really liked it, and so it was really hard to kind of let that go. But I knew I needed to do that because I had to focus on school, and I needed to get this done. And this is like something I always wanted to do, so I had to make that decision for myself. So that's what I did. Quit my job for a whole year and a half, I want to say. I didn't work at all. No job at all. I was solely living on financial aid. I also moved back home, so that was that, and it was really hard for me to get into the groove. But I finally got back into it, and I was able to retake all the classes that I failed, and I was in a good spot. And then I was able to start getting into the classes for my major. So my major is communication studies, and I am concentrating in public relations. I always knew I wanted to do that in high school. I don't know what it was about communication, but I always liked it, and I knew I wanted to do that in college, and so I always knew I wanted to do that, and that was another reason why I knew I wanted to stay in school. So yeah, I started getting into my classes, and I was getting more involved, and more opportunities were coming forth for me. And so in my classes, I was able to get job experience and kind of work experience, because the classes that we are in give us that work experience because we work with clients, and that's kind of how it is in our classes. That's how we learn from experience. And so I was able to get experience with social media, with just public relations in general, and also with design experience. I took a design class that's part of my communication track as well. And so I got all this experience, and I decided to apply for jobs, and I ended up getting a job as a graphic designer and a PR person. And I did a vlog on my typical kind of work day. I have 2 jobs on campus, and I shared with you guys what I do throughout the day and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that video is going to be up before this one. So I just wanted to kind of mention in that video too that I'm not a professional graphic designer. I'm not a professional in general. You know what I'm saying? I am a professional in the sense that I have this experience and I'm working as a professional, you get what I'm saying? But I'm not, I don't have my degree yet, but I have this experience and I'm using it to get this job. And so I got this job as a graphic designer. I'm still such an amateur. I'm nowhere near a professional graphic designer. I don't even really know how to use Adobe or any other software, like professional graphic software like that. I do know how to use some of it, but that's not what I use to create my designs. And I use simple web software. That's how I'm able to do that and get paid for making designs. So it's such a great experience. And also on top of that, I ended up getting a second job, which is crazy because I thought I wouldn't want to get a second job, but I ended up doing a second job. And it's with my school's radio and advertising agency, which is such a different experience because now I'm starting to connect my personal development with my academic professional development. I hope that makes sense. I'm probably not making sense at all in this video because it's such a hard topic to talk about. I went through so much and I just have so much to say, and I probably missed so many things along this story, but yeah, I'm just wanted to share it with you guys because I wanted to help you guys, and I wanted you guys to understand that people go through things like this in school, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and there is a way to be better and to grow. So yeah, that's that. I am, like I said, in my last year. It's my last year, and I have a lot of catching up to do still. And it's going to be hard, but I now know that I have the support that I need, and I'm able to get the things done that I need to get done. And so I'm not worried too much about doing that. And I've also decided that I'm gonna do graduate school. I never, ever, oh my gosh, you guys, I never, ever thought I would go to graduate school. I think I even said to people, no, never, I'm never going to graduate school. It's not an option for me. That's what I was thinking to myself all the time. And now I'm considering to apply. No, I am gonna apply. I'm not considering it. I'm considering on going, but I'm gonna apply. So, yeah, it's crazy to think that someone like me who failed a whole year practically is now gonna finish school and go to graduate school. Like, it's crazy to me. And it's like, that's why I want to share this with you guys. And I know I've been saying that so much, but like, that's why I want you guys to know about this, because it's like, it's really, really important. And I can do more videos about this if you guys are interested in that. Please let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I just want to help people, and I want you guys to learn from my experience and learn from your own experiences as well, because it's really important to develop in different ways, professionally, academically, personally, you know, whether you are in school or not. I think it's really important to grow from your experiences, you know, whatever it is that you do. I think it's so important. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys, but I'm blabbing on too much. This video is probably going to be so long, and I didn't really think about how I was going to talk because I'm probably like missing so many things, but it's okay. I'm starting to just talk so much, and like, I'm such a talker. Like, I can just talk your ear off and have no specific direction. It's so bad. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of share more about my college experience, I guess you can say, and also to let you guys know that it may look like I have it all together and, you know, I'm trying to do YouTube and school and all of this stuff, but honestly, like, I didn't have it all together, and I probably still don't. Like, I still don't think I do, because there's always like something that I'm lacking in. Like, right now it's my YouTube, and that's why I'm trying to grow my channel, because I feel like it's been lacking and I don't want this part of my life to be lacking. So that's why I wanted to do, you know, more about me videos and stuff like that, and just to kind of, you know, help people too, because so many people are struggling in college and it happens, you know. And I think it's really important to make the most of your college experience. And I know it can be hard, because it was really, really hard for me. Like, I knew I wanted to make the most of it, but I just didn't know how, you know. And there's no right or wrong way, of course, but I think it's important to feel good and to not feel like you're really struggling or anything like that. And so that's what I feel like right now. I feel like I'm still struggling. Like, it's still hard to manage my time and all of that, but I don't feel like I'm drowning, and I don't feel depressed, and I don't feel lonely or anything like that. I feel like I have the support that I need, and I'm able to get the things done that I need to get done. And I'm sorry if this video is really boring. I hope like it helps at least one person, or like one person who's watching is enjoying it, because I just feel like I'm such a boring person, and that's fine. Like, I don't care. And plus, I'm still trying to get out of my shell. Like, I'm still in my shell, and I'm still kind of recovering from all the loneliness and depression that I went through. So yeah, it's kind of hard for me to get out of that, and I'm still working on it, but at least now I know that I have the support that I need, and it feels good. So yeah, that's that. I'm gonna finish up my makeup because I'm just blabbing on and on and on. Alright guys, so I just finished up my makeup. I needed to quickly kind of do that off camera and finish it up because I have to go to class in a few minutes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just wanted to talk more about like my college experience and stuff like that. It's my last year as an undergrad, and I was just kind of in my fields, and I just thought I would share things with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to subscribe. I'm gonna go do my hair right now. I know it looks awful. I'm sorry for not looking my best for you. But please subscribe before you leave and turn on your post notifications so that way you don't miss out when I post a new video. I'm planning to do weekly vlogs along with like beauty tutorials and beauty videos. So I'm trying to post twice a week. We'll see how it goes. But if you're interested in that, please subscribe and turn on the post notifications so you don't miss out when I post a new video. So that's it for today. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.